Hi, I'm Martin from Bosch Power Tools, and today I'm here with UK Planet Tools in Milton Keynes, where we're going to be taking a closer look at the Bosch 18V BITURBO range, offering you corded power on a cordless platform. Let's take a closer look at the range. This is the Bosch GKT 18V-52 GC BITURBO Plunge Saw. As the name suggests, 18V-52, the machine has a 52mm depth of cut. This is reduced to 46mm when it's being used with the guide rail system. G basically means it can be used with a guide rail, which all of these saws tend to be used with. And C basically means it's a connected tool, so it can be connected to the Bosch Toolbox app, where you can change some certain settings on the machine via your phone. Because it's part of the BITURBO range, it comes with a large BITURBO motor, and it's also designed to be used with the ProCore batteries. When you look at the machine itself, it's very small and compact. It has a totally housed guard. Towards the back of the machine, you've got a dust extraction system, okay, and the dust bag is actually included with the machine in the box. And we can also attach the machine to something like a dust extraction unit, something that you've got maybe in the workshop or maybe a cordless option. When it comes to making the plunge cut, the actual plunge release is shown on the operator's handle here towards the back, and it's red in color. So before I pull the trigger on the machine, I just simply push this little lever forward, pull the trigger, and now I can actually plunge the blade into the material. When you look at the side of the machine, we've got two marks shown on the actual guard. Here at the back shows the back of the blade, and the marking here at the front shows the front of the blade. So when I actually plunge into the material, it shows me precisely where that blade's going to cut. When it comes to doing blade changes on the machine, this is very simple. We just basically pull this little red lever here on the top of the handle, and then as we drop the machine down, the machine will actually lock into its position to give us access to the Allen key attachment here on the side of the blade. We've got a hex key stored on the opposite side of the machine. We push the spindle lock, and then we can release the blade and change the blade if needed. To set the depth on the machine, it's simply done here on the actual depth scale. We've got a little red button here on the front, and we can actually select the depth that we require for the machine to plunge to. When we want to do any bevel cut, we've got a 0 to 47 degree bevel on the front of the machine here. We've a wing nut on the back and a wing nut on the front. Once we loosen the two wing nuts, we can then tilt the base up to 47 degrees. Okay, and this can also be done on top of the guide rail system. Once we've selected our actual bevel, we can just basically lock it off here at the back and the front, and that's the selected bevel connected. One other advantage to this machine is that the blade sits very close to the edge of the blade guard. So there's only a 10mm difference between the outside of the machine and the actual center of the blade. This basically means if we're doing any work close to walls, we can get within 10mm of the wall to actually make the cut. This is handy on things like laminate floors. If the laminate floor has been too tightly fitted to the room, we can actually do a plunge cut and strip one end of that flooring away to give some expansion room. The machine is 9 times out of 10 always going to be used with the guide rail system. Okay, so it's basically used for cutting long paneled materials, or maybe things like kitchen worktop where we need to make a cut in the center of the material rather than at the end of the material. It can be fitted to any guide rail system on the market, so it fits with most manufacturers' guide rail systems. It's not supplied with the saw, but you can actually buy them as separate accessories. The one I'm using today is a 1.6 meter. Okay, we do an FSN kit, which comes with two 1.6 meter lengths in a cloth bag, and also the joining attachment. So we can do up to 3.2 meters or even more if we want to, by adding the extra accessories. Okay, we can also alter how smooth it runs on the guide rail system. And we can do that via these two little black switches here on the left-hand side of the machine. As you move it forward, it tightens. As you move it backwards, it loosens. And that's the same on the front and the back. We also have a HMI on the machine, a human machine interface. Okay, this comes into action when we actually insert the battery into the machine. Okay, so when I turn the HMI on, I've now got the option to choose from 6 individual speed settings. And then when we press it the 7th time, it takes us into eco mode. Now, eco mode basically allows us to slow the machine down relative to the material that we're cutting. So the machine will only supply the power that it needs. The advantages to the eco mode is you can get up to a 30% longer runtime from your batteries. We would recommend 5.5 amp hour ProCore or 8 amp hour ProCore batteries. but it can be used on the old 18-volt standard cool pack system as well. You won't get the extra power. When it comes to power and you're using it with the Procore batteries, this is equivalent to, say, a 1600 watt mains machine. So it's giving you that real power that you need when you're on site from a battery platform. And that is the GKT 18V-52 GC from Bosch. For more information on the Bosch BITURBO range, please visit boschprofessionalpowertools.com. For deals and offers, please visit UK Planet Tools, where you can find more information on both their website and their social media channels. Thank you.